For those who have been curious about the progress on my tractor, I wanted to update. I pulled the cylinder head, and as you can see, there's a bit of roughness. The valves all seem to be in okay position. The water lines are a bit dirty, but nothing horrible. Lots of fouling on the cylinder heads, but let me connect a battery, and I will show you what I mean when I say this tractor cranks. But see, the engine moves very freely, but we have absolutely no movement out of the valve train, which means either a bad cam gear or broken camshaft. And when I had the inspection covers off, the cam journals were, or not cam journals, the lifters. The lifters seem to have fallen off of the camshaft. And the only way, to my knowledge, that that can happen is in the likely event that the camshaft is broken, which, while an oddity for these tractors, stranger things do and have happened. Now that I have the tractor fully opened up, I wanted to explain exactly what I mean. If you'll notice, the back two cylinders still have their adjustable lifters. The front two cylinders do not. I can see the camshaft through the oil holes in the back two cylinders. I cannot see it in the front. Another interesting point of note is these were the bolts I took out from the manifold. From left to right, we have 5/8 nut, 5/8 bolt, 11/16 nut, 5/8 nut. And we go over here to the manifold. There's a rather substantial crack in it, so that's got to be replaced. The exhaust clamp also needs to be replaced, not surprising there. There's the distributor. So someone who's been in there is obviously aware of these problems. But once again, we're going to connect the tractor to the battery, and I will show you. You can see some spinning. But the camshaft does not move at the back. Therefore, the number of culprits is pretty much limited to a broken camshaft. Yes, it's a very rare and odd failure, but from everything I can see, that's what I'm dealing with. Chocolate syrup is great, as long as it's not what's in your engine, which unfortunately was exactly what I found when I opened the pan on this. Lovely chocolate syrupy sludge, just looks terrible. Again, not wholly surprising, but now I'm not going to run this thing too long with no oil in it, but you can see the cam gear turns. So that means, unfortunately, the cam gear itself isn't shot, and it is a busted camshaft. Well, we figured out at least half of this tractor's problems. I guess I just keep steaming ahead with the repair and see if I can put her back together and get her to run after I'm done. I'm also curious about this strange whatever it is up front here. Seems to be partially riveted on. I don't know exactly what this thing is. I'm going to have to pull it off to get the crank pulley off so I can pull that and get off the front cover. That way I can replace the cam. Well, they're fun, I guess. Well, whatever the heck this weird thingamajig is called, it's now out of the way, so I can get at the front end of the tractor unobstructed. Just have to pull all the 1/2-inch bolts that hang on the oil pan, now that I've got the front steering just kind of dangling. But I can get at the bottom end without pulling the motor out of the tractor altogether. So there's that. You ever have one of those I hate it when I'm right moments? Yeah, well, that's one of them right there. As you can very clearly see, that's a camshaft. Or at least two components of it. So, yeah. Camshaft 100% broken. Apparently, it's in 4 pieces at the moment. Wonderful.